Welcome to Dare Education Awareness, where you can find the latest news on all Dare County schools, the Coastal Studies Institute, and the College of the Albemarle. We keep you informed, entertained, and up to date on education in Dare County.
Hey, good morning. My name's Mike Muley. I'm down here at the Seafood Industrial Park in Wanchese at Blue Water Yachts with our 42-foot research vessel, Miss Caroline. And she's been hauled out for her annual maintenance. She'll be good to go in a couple of days and we'll be back offshore. The Miss Caroline is a really special vessel for the Coastal Studies Institute. She's actually a big research vessel in a small package, and that's necessary because you can't really get in and out of Oregon Inlet with an 85-foot boat. So we have a 42-foot boat that can do what many 85-foot research vessels can do. It's got 2 through-hull acoustic Doppler current profilers. She also records the water temperature and salinity of the surface water wherever we are, whenever we're running, so we can see some of the gradients from the sound all the way out to the Gulf Stream. And she's capable of deploying instruments up to about 2,000 pounds, so we deploy and recover lots of pods that measure currents and salinity and temperature and chlorophyll over several years. So here we are on the top deck of the Miss Caroline, and what we're looking at here, this pressure cooker thing, is what houses our 75 kilohertz acoustic Doppler current profiler. So we can see the transducer from the bottom, and when we're measuring currents, we take this stand out, and this lowers down flush with the deck. And when we're running, it actually is a tube that protrudes out through the bottom of the hull so that bubbles coming down the hull don't get around the transducer. And this thing can measure currents with about 16-meter resolution down to a depth of about 600 meters. We also have this back deck station so that whenever we're deploying and recovering instruments, we can run the boat and the hydraulics of the A-frame and the tugger winch up here with the controls on the back deck so that I can see what's going on when we're deploying instruments and recovering them. The Duffy has a valuable set of hydraulic winches that we use for deploying and recovering instruments. Right here we have the deck winch. This line runs through our A-frame. We use this winch primarily for deploying and recovering moorings that are on the bottom, making all kinds of different measurements. And we also have this boom above my head here with a puller winch. And we use this puller or tugger winch for moving heavy things around deck that we're going to deploy. And we also attach it to these acoustic Doppler current profiler housings and lower them down and lift them up with this winch. So here we are on the port side of the Miss Caroline, and this thing doesn't look like much, but this is a flow-through thermosalinograph, and what it allows us to do is measure temperature and salinity on the surface of the water wherever we're driving the boat. And that's really important here in Cape Hatteras because Cape Hatteras is a really special place where there's a large confluence of all these different water masses and fronts, just like you see on a weather map. So we can measure those while we're driving, and it'll actually give us information that we can say, hey, there's some neat feature that we want to go study. We turn the boat around and track that feature for a while. So here we are in the helm of the Miss Caroline. She's powered by a 1,000 horsepower C18 Caterpillar. She carries about 500 gallons of fuel in 2 250-gallon tanks underneath the back deck. She cruises at about 17 knots and burns about 27 gallons an hour when we're running. The nice thing about her is she cruises at about 6 knots and burns less than a gallon an hour at idle. So when we're surveying, she's very, very efficient. In the helm, we have what's typical of a research vessel, plotters and sounders, just for looking at the bottom and looking at where we're going and maps and things like that. But we also have some features that are atypical. We have an IMU that measures the motion of the vessel so that we can remove that from the measurements that we're making of the currents with the ADCPs. And we also have a vector hemisphere that is a differential GPS that's local to the boat. So we have very accurate information about the heading and speed of the vessel so that we can remove that from the measurements that we're making. Another unique capability of the vessel is this server rack. So this rack holds 2 data servers and also the unit that powers the acoustic Doppler current profiler. And so what this does is it records all the measurements that we're making as we drive the boat around, and when we get back to the dock, it has a wireless link up to CSI's internet, and it uploads all of that information to a secure server. So I pointed out to all of you a bunch of the unique features of the Miss Caroline and why she's such a special vessel for the Coastal Studies Institute. Fairly unique, the small package that does big things, and we really appreciate your attention and your interest in what we do at the Coastal Studies Institute.
There isn't a person at COA who doesn't want the success of their students.
When I'm at COA, I just feel like I'm in the right place. Honestly, it's kind of given me like a direction in life.
COA to me is the opportunity to explore the possibility of having my own business.
COA is for everyone. At 35 years old, it's given me the opportunity to start a new career and start a new life.
It's definitely giving me the ability to communicate and build relationships with other people.
I can interact with other cultures, learn from them. I can get help from them.
Meeting people from another country, when you can improve yourself with people, is the most beautiful part.
COA has given me opportunity to just gain more experience so that I can open up my own business.
I love being able to be in classes with people who actually are interested in the same things.
I'm thankful for all the time I can get here. Being able to use their facility like the welding lab here is just awesome.
COA has allowed me as a business owner to grow and help me discover who I was as an artist.
I wouldn't have any of these opportunities if I hadn't got to go to COA in the first place.
I am new to this position this year. I'm so excited to be in the Media Center. I was the former foods and nutrition teacher, and this is just a great step up and change of pace for me. I love to collaborate with my colleagues and to work with the whole school community. So after Hurricane Dorian, the library was destroyed. So through grants and insurance, we were able to completely renovate the library. It is state of the art. It includes new book collections, a Mac lab, and also an esports and virtual reality lab. The space is very inclusive and comfortable. Students love to come in here to read and to study and to work. We also have classroom space and clear touch screens so teachers can come in and we can have meetings. It's a wonderful, comfortable place for everyone to come and enjoy the amenities that we have now. We were able to update our book collection by almost 2,300 books. So we worked with students and staff to gauge the needs of our diverse student population, which is grades 6 through 12. So it was important when we upgraded the Media Center that we incorporated industry standard technology, which includes Macs. So we have several iMacs, we have MacBook Airs, and we also have iPads and iPens. So the yearbook staff can come in and collaborate on projects. Art students can come in and draw. We can use the different technology for our yearly film festival, the Haunted Cave Film Festival, for film editing. You know, the iPads are super versatile in the library. We use them a lot for some programming and QR code reading and research.
I'm working on the yearbook spreads for the yearbook. It's definitely making it easier having these big Macs that you can see everything on, like design-wise, and checking up body copy to see any mistakes and stuff. I think it's very nice to have a space where you can come and work. In our current yearbook class, we only have one Mac, but it's also outdated, and so these are very new. And it's very important for me to learn how to use one of these Macs because I expect to be using them throughout my life.
The virtual reality is going to be very important in filling in gaps in instruction that maybe we can't take field trips, so we take a virtual field trip, or we can't do a certain type of dissection in science, so we can dissect a squid with the virtual reality headsets. So this is going to be such an amazing addition to instruction, and I think that the teachers and students are really going to love this going forward. The esports lab is state of the art. It is top notch. We have a great esports coaching team, and the student team, the high school team, is beginning their high school esports league this spring, and they're going to be competing nationally. So it's very exciting to have an additional sport for students and give them an opportunity to have that team experience in kind of a different setting. Something that we feature in the Media Center is monthly programming. So we work with different teachers to see their needs. We might have them come in for research assignments and use not only our new book collection, but NC Wise Owl and different digital resources. We look at what holidays are coming up. And so how can we get the kids in here with some interactive activities, you know, like finding Dewey Decimal books and then they get a prize, just fun stuff. But going forward, I can't ask for a better media center. We have everything that we need, state-of-the-art technology, and we'll continue to work with the students and staff to, you know, curate collections that serve them both in the classroom and for recreational reading.